Hello, my name is Evan Anderson. I'm a student in Journalism 302 in Romania for the spring 2020 semester, and I'm here to have a tutorial today to talk about how to search for data for a research topic, specifically that will help you in a lot of your research briefs in J302. Now, the first thing to realize before we begin about how data is important. Data is important because it allows different organizations, companies, and other groups of individuals effectively help determine the cause of their problems, issues. And in doing that, data allows organizations to have a visual relationships between what is happening in different locations, among different groups, demographics, etc., stuff like that. So it's a visual representation. Doesn't always have to be visual, but it gives you a representation of problems and helps you notice patterns among different topics within organizations or within just the world in general. So here's an example of a data. This is from the Bureau of Justice Statistics, and it talks about the state and federal imprisonment rate and the United States violence crime rate between the years of 1985 and 2017. So with that being said, you can see that this is a pattern going up and then decreasing this rate, and this one is going up steadily, but then kind of meeting and out and then going down. So this is data constructed in a line graph, and this just helps whoever's looking into the topic of the federal and state imprisonment rate determine the relationship between the two, specifically with data. There's many different examples of where you can find data. The Bureau of Justice Statistics is one, and that leads me to talk about that many government entities such as the BJS and other groups have data on their topic. And it's important to realize that you can find data in a lot of different places, specifically online, but it's important to realize that some of the most credible data will be from .gov websites, including the Bureau of Justice Statistics, and other websites like the CDC, the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, would have data on diseases and uses of drugs such as marijuana, etc. The Department of Homeland Security, the DHS, would have information regarding immigration, stuff to that nature. And then NATO would have information for data as well. So these are all government entities, and NATO would be the transportation, one of the big transportation entities, government bureaucrats in the United States. So government websites are some of the most credible places where data exists, and where I encourage you to start looking for your data specifically. So in this example, my topic will be sexual assault among college-aged females. As I go through data to how to find data, I'm going to go through this as an example, but it's important to realize that one of the first starting points is Google. Google will help you start successfully in finding data, and it's one of the first channels you can search for a broad overview to easily get to some of those government websites as well. So upon getting to Google, my topic is sexual assault among college females. So I'm just going to do a blanket search of sexual assault among college females data. This will take me to a bunch of different websites. You can see campus sexual violence statistics, rape and sexual assault victimization, realities of sexual assault on college campuses, and more data. So the first website that comes up is this RAINN, RAINN website. So if I go to this website, it provides me with a visual representation of women ages 18 to 24 who are at elevated risk of sexual violence, and some data with numbers and percents and statistics below. This website, I personally have never heard of it before, so I would be cautious and first evaluate the credibility of this. It's an unfamiliar source. It does have a .com ending, not a .gov ending, so that leads me to believe, and you see this phone number up here and a donate button. I'm not sure if a reputable organization such as a news organization or a government entity would have anything like this, including the donate button. So that could show that there may be a bias in the data depending on what RAINN stand for if we looked into it more. But for the purpose of this example, I'm going to go to the next thing down, and I don't even have to search for it. It is the rape and sexual assault victimization from the BJS, which is the Bureau of Justice Statistics. And you can see that that is a .gov address. So if I wanted to start by just looking for .gov, I could use a site operator and just search .gov, and this would take me to all different government websites. But for the purpose of this, I'm going to go back and go to this. Now, this is a PDF, so this will be a report from the BJS. And as you can see, this is a special report outlining the rape and sexual assault victimization among college-age females. It has the report number over here from the DJS, and then it says over here that it was from December 2014. Although it is quite a few years ago, the data is reported for a period of time, which will show a pattern and give us some insight into what this is talking about. So if I go down in the report, we have the authors who are reputable as they have their doctorate degree, and then we have an intern as well who looked like they were assisting on this report. So the figures shows data. So the text over here will talk about the data, and then the figures that correspond with each text, as you can see in the parentheses, will visually represent the data. And it's important to realizing when you're looking at data to look at the notes below the graphs. The graphs are important, but it's important to know the notes. So for example, these notes say that these only include reports to the police, not to other officials or administrators. Reports to the police are far less common than reports to officials and administrators. Sometimes if there was an incident of sexual assault or rape on, for example, a college campus, sometimes the victim would feel more comfortable talking to a school official rather than bringing in a member of law enforcement. So you can see that this is explicit in saying this does not include reports to other officials or administrators. And so if you go down in this report, you will see a bunch of other things. More charts, more data. For the purpose of this, I'm going to go to this table up here. This table will show me the rate of violent victimization among females aged 18 to 24 by post-secondary enrollment status. So you can show that the students and the non-students relationship between things like violent crime, as examples, aggravated assault, robbery, rape and sexual assault, and simple assault. So you can see this provides you with the data, and it provides you with the ratio of non-student to student rates among those two. Once again, you see more and more graphs and tables in this official report from the DJS. This report will give you a lot of information in different types of data. For example, the time of day when sexual assault/violence took place. Daytime, nighttime, unknown. This provides you with a major insight into different cases of sexual assault and violence and what was the trends among them, whether they had a weapon, what time of day it was, what were the ages, what were the ethnic groups, the races. This one singular report provides you with an extensive amount of data. Now, in my previous brief, I included this table. This table was insightful to my research and topical to my research, as it showed the rates of students and non-students who reported and did not report sexual assault victimizations. So, and it even breaks it down even further to reasons for not reporting, including reporting to a different official, a personal matter, it was not important enough, the police couldn't do anything, they were fear of reprisal, and they didn't want to get the offender in trouble with the law. So this breaks it down for you. So stuff like this provides you with a great insight into your topic, and you can find almost a breakdown of this data tables and reports from most government websites for your specific topic. In summary, data is key to understanding your world around you with different topics. In this example, I did the topic of sexual assault among college-age females, but other topics include other different routes of research which you can include in your research. Data helps you know and understand your audience, and it helps you understand more in research. So in the trends of searching your data, you are able to understand your topic better and have some sufficient actual numbers, evidence of the thing you are researching. Another cool thing about data is you can visualize it yourself. So you taking your data and putting it in your own spreadsheet and analyzing the differences will help you further understand your topic better. Thanks for watching. I'm Evan Anderson. If you have any questions, please refer to the data section in the Be Credible textbook. I hope you have a great time researching with data.